So this is my stream. So this is my stream. Okay, so finish this perk. That's a good thing. What was that? So this is my stream. Merrill. Okay, so finish this perk. That's a good thing. I think definitely not a Flaxaretter. Oh, but it's not bad. No, go for the smooth loom work. It's gonna be better. So the reason this is good is because one of the best ways to earn money right now is to use the loom and use the loom to create fabric. But it's a long process because you need to start with flaxa, turn it into thread, and then take the thread into retted flaxa, and then the retted flaxa then again into fabric. So whatever we can do to save time doing that would be good. So 25% faster on the weaving loom, definitely a way to go. So this is my factory. Welcome to in the grand scheme of things. So in my factory you can see that we have a lot of things going on. So on the left down corner here we have a small little farm. It's very small, and you wouldn't think that it would turn into a very huge factory when it's this small. But the thing is, lumber in this game is probably not going to be that big of a deal later in the game. So what we use the lumber for is obviously to build houses, as you can see in the whole city. But you can later in the game build better houses with a different kind of lumber. And later you can start building houses with clay. I'll show you in a second here. So here you have the buildings with basic lumber. And if you start, that is where you would start. And then you are very limited to size of your building. So the building that you see here is actually the maximum amount of blocks. You can see that it's a total of 10 blocks used here, so it's a 2x5. And if I would try to build a bigger structure, you would see no, building exceeds maximum number of structure blocks for this style, so that's not going to work. And then you also would see here potentially how much it would cost. It would cost you 2 lumber to build this thing. So if we want to build a bigger structure than this, we have to upgrade to the next tier here, which is then going to be wooden shack instead. So you see here wood planks and iron nails is now needed. And you can see that we need a lot of it. It does seem like a very huge upgrade, but that is because whenever we want to upgrade the building, you also need to upgrade the outside material that you have built. So basically the game wants me to replace this entire area with from lumber to wood planks and iron nails. But you can also see here now you could potentially build a much bigger structure. That is the total amount of blocks you can use. There's also a height limit. So even here on the second tier, you're not allowed to build like a higher structure. I'm not going to build this right now. If you would go to the third tier, you see it's a different kind of wood. And now you also have a height limitation of 2 instead of 1. So now you can actually build a second story. Can't build more with this one. And it goes on. So this one is with ceramic, this one is with brick and mortar. And then we go over to plexen and steel beams. And then the last tier will be the high tech, where you use composite material, concrete, and fiberglass. So 1 floor limitation, 2 floor limitation, yeah, still 1 floor, 2 floor limitation, 3 floor limitation, and then 5. And the interesting thing is that if you go for the high tech, there's no limitation to the height of your building. So you can just build and build and build and build and build and build and build. It's pretty interesting. So where are we right now? We are in my city of Wuthering Heights. We are well above average size, I would say. I can show you my society here. That we have a tier capacity of 100, but we have artificially set it to 80. So we won't get too many people joining at the same time. We want to slowly upgrade our city. But we could potentially take in a total of 100 seedlings. And here you see the total wealth for our city, and that is 1.324 million. So that would be the total amount of values and cash that we have. You can see here my character Meryl, she has 29,600 in her account. You can see all my different seedlings. I have access to a total of 5 seedlings. They have their different amounts here. And you can also see that I have a small business. And that business right now has 71,000 in it. The thing is, my business is going up and down here a lot, but that is actually because I take out the money from the business and I send it to the seedlings, and then they are using it on various different things. So every person you see here is a real person who has created a seedling. So here we have Charlie, here you have Mikey, and if there are people I haven't met, for example, this person, it says unknown. So I don't know this person. So what I could do is I could take one of my characters and I can walk over to him. Let's take Emma, for example. Emma, you can stop producing. I think Emma is coming running over there. She's not coming. Emma's actually exhausted. That's why she sat down. Oh, they're dancing without me. Emma's actually exhausted. That's why she sat down. So here's Emma. No, Emma, don't go back. So you can introduce yourself. Think that person is busy. Oh. You can talk to her instead. I see that she works for Kaiga. That is actually the mayor. So we're all just hanging here. So the game is spreading, and I think that the server is kneeling a little bit. So I can see that it's struggling a little bit here just to be, it's not that as responsive as I would want it to be. I would expect something to happen by now. So the game is spreading, and I think that the server is kneeling a little bit. So can see that it's struggling a little bit here just to be responsive. It's not that as responsive as I would want it to be. I would expect something to happen by now. Emma, can you do it? There we go. Hello? Yeah, Emma greeted me. Fine. So now we know that her name is Violet. There we go. Hello? Yeah, Emma greeted me. Fine. So I would say that the game is a pretty much like a link between RimWorld and The Sims, or maybe like a Sim City, City Skyline. As you can see, you don't really control the city. You do control individuals inside the city, and it's actually completely up to you you will if you will only build a small house. If you only want to continue living in your tent, you start in a tent like this. And you can also choose, it's completely up to you, if you want to create a business. I have actually created a business and I've created several branches in my business. And what you can do when you do have a business is that you can show you real quick here. You can actually create different jobs for your business. So me as a business owner, I can create jobs, and then if you just want to live a simple life and send your ceiling to work, you can click over here, jobs, and then you can see all the different jobs that's currently right now on the market. So you can see here, here you have someone that wants a cook in his hearty hut, Mr. Inc. Work from 2 until 5. That's very early. Hauler, that's actually very important to haul in the game because we are transporting so much items from A to B all the time. So you can be pretty creative in things that you want to do in the game. So what we as a society have decided to do is that we are somewhat blocking off the city center around the kernel. And we want people then to move further away from it. You can also see that we are a little bit late, sadly. We started with setting up the roads, and we're setting up the roads in a grid like this. And each of the roads are supposed to give like a speed incentive. Like the seedlings are supposed to walk a little bit faster whenever they are walking on a road. So that is something I think will happen later in the game. I don't really see it that much now. I see that sometimes if you would start here, for example, and you ask them to walk over there, they will probably first walk over to the road and then walk along the road. So there's definitely something to do with the roads, but not much of a speed boost at this time. So you can see that people are at different levels. where it comes to this. You can see here there's a lot of tents, and that probably means that the people who live here, they are pretty recent or sadly left the game. That is a small issue with the game actually, that there are people who join and then they leave very soon and then they don't come back, and then you somewhat leave behind a tent. And you can imagine if you start here, for example, and then you play for 5 minutes and then you don't come back, and then you expect the others to continue building the city around you over weeks and months and maybe years, and you will see that your tent is just gonna like take up space here. And obviously, this will become prime real estate the further we get in the game.
That is something I think will happen later in the game. I don't really see it that much now. I see that sometimes if you would start here, for example, and you ask me to walk over there.
So my story in this game was, I think that I started in a small tent slightly to the west here. I remember my neighbor, my neighbor was living over there. Yeah, I started in a tent here actually. And then I ran around, I started cutting some lumber. Obviously there was like forest in this entire area. And I built a small house and turned that house into, yeah, with lumber. And now this one is a tier 3. That's why I'm allowed to have 2 floors on the house. And that is a house called, this is my 6711. That right now is just a residential area. I haven't done that much about it. So here you see the ground floor. Just has some beds in it, a chair to relax, and then an elevator. And then upstairs, yeah, we're expanding a little bit here. I'm gonna have a bathroom over here. The thing is, it looks like it's being furnished right now, and that is because that I did intentionally try to move to the superstructure in the grand scheme of things. And I was actually thinking this would be a 24-hour living situation where they would sleep in here and live in here. And then they would sleep on a schedule and basically maximize whatever they can do. So as you can see here, I have a farm here where I was supposed to grow food, and I have water going on over here, water purifier, some storage over there. Here we gather some metal, and over here we have more of the manufacturing machines. The ones that I'm using the most here would be the 3 weaving looms over here, and I would also have like a chemist over here to build plexen. And then I would also have these like advanced carpentry stations over here to build planks and woods for me later. So in mind here has been, how do you earn money in the game? And one of the most stable ways to earn money would be to export components and materials that you build. So you can take a little bit look here at the marketplace. So it explains it in a very simple way: supply and demand. So I will want to look at the demand tab, and I cannot explain the list, how it is populated here, because some of the things go again. You see the sanded wood is over there, and if you scroll a little bit down, I think you're going to see the sanded wood just, yeah, there it pops up again. So I can't really explain the nature of things here. At one point I did go through this entire list just to look for what the price would be and what would make sense for me to create. All the things you can see here, it could be raw material, but it could definitely be things that you can gather in your society, and then you could sell it here and then earn in-game cash for it. So actually, some of the things I'm making is actually these 3 things at the top: fabric, copper wire, and plexen. So let's look at the fabric, for example. So here you see a bunch of sell orders. So this is people actually selling fabric, and the distance they are from me, how long it would take for me to get it, how many they are selling, and the price per item they're selling. The buy now button actually is not like an instant buy. It's more like a menu for you to enter, and then you can type in how many you want to buy, what price you want to buy it for, which building you want to have it delivered to, which are you gonna like pick it up? Let's say let's just choose 6, 7, 11. So you can see here then so you can choose then to do the self pickup, that you will pick it up yourself, or you have to send someone yourself to pick it up, or you can pay one of the companies in the society to do the delivery for you. Actually, in our society, some of them offer it for free because they haven't monetized it yet. So probably when you play the game, you will not see an import tax here. We have actually recently passed a law in our society that adds an import tax of 10% every time you import something uh, from the marketplace. But if we don't look at the sell orders, let's look at the buy orders. This is where you can make money. So you can see the buy orders. There's actually no buy orders for this except for the one for Seed Industries. It says here that they only want to do it 894 more times, but that number doesn't change. So as of right now, they introduce an unlimited amount of money into the general economics of the game, and you can actually earn 738 coins or seed coins per fabric. So we can sell fabric for 738 per piece. I can choose how many I want to sell, and then I can post it like that. This will be a very manual process to do it. Instead of doing it manually like that, I can click over here at properties, and then I can scroll down to my plot and my company. To be honest, it's not that easy to do it like this. The way I would rather do it would be to click my building, and then I can click the manage button, and then I've jumped straight into the correct one in the grand scheme of things. So in the top right corner here, you can see the market. And here you have the auto restock function and auto sell function. As you can see, I don't have anything set up for auto restock because the design of this thing is that it's self-sustained. It gets everything it needs by its own. But the auto sell feature, here you can see all the things that I want to sell right now. So you can see this, I am selling sanded wood for 35 coins per piece. Arbor assembly for 272 per piece, fabric for 738, iron nails for 11, and you can see the small little space icon over here. That means that I am selling it on the international market, well, on the marketplace to other societies. If you don't see that mark, it means I'm only selling it locally. So let's look at the wood peg and the wood planks and the stone block, for example. I would only sell them locally, which means that other cultivators in the society could buy these things from me, and then these things will happen automatically. So if you want to focus on automation, this is definitely the way to go. So one thing that I have noticed in the game is that this function in itself is pretty good, and I can produce materials that other people in my society would want, and I can post it for sale. And every time I post something for sale, it ends up here in the outbox. They build it one by one, and then they put it in here. And you could see that, I'm going to click again. So you can see the list here of the auto sell, and then you can compare it with the list here in the outbox, and you will see that the numbers should match. You can see here that the iron nails doesn't match yet. That's because that they are still building more of it, and they are trying to put it here in the outbox. You can also see that the outbox actually do have a maximum capacity of 500. I'm not sure what word to use for this one. Volume, I would say. And if you would ever if you would try to sell every single item in the game and you actually have a factory that would be able to do that, you would still be limited to the amount of 500 volume in your outbox, because you need to place it in your outbox for a sale order to go through. That is actually important if you are thinking about building a very, very large factory sometime, that you are still limited to 500 at a time, which means that you have to figure out if you want to sell large items in low volumes or small items in large volumes, or if you want to only sell one item, if you want to sell more, a lot of items, that is going to be completely up to you. A different limitation as of right now in 3rd of August 2026 is that the auto restock function apparently does not work between different branches in the same company. So I have a separate company over here. It's called Fantastic Schematics. So this is actually my first seedling. He is specializing to be an engineer. Right now he is working on producing copper wire on these things, on the wire drawers. And it starts actually with the chalcopyrite ore from the deposit, and it's put into the mineral separator, and then it will go through the metalworking bench where they will make copper ingot out of it, and then you will take the copper ingot into the wire drawer and make copper wire. It requires you to be I think level 20. Let's see. No, it just requires level 0 electronics. Okay, so it requires you to level up to, I think, level 10 in engineering so that you can open up electronics. And you can see that out of all of my employees, I only have Jagtar. Only one guy who can do that as of right now. But he makes copper wire, and he places it in he has his own outbox over here, and then I get the delivery service in my society to deliver it to the spaceport. Where's the spaceport? There. And get money in return. It's that easy. So I ran into this the other day, that one of my mineral separators needed service because it's been worn out or it's damaged, and what it needed was a stone block to be repaired. And as you can see, I don't have access to stone here. I have access to clay over there, but that's not going to give me what I need. So I was thinking that, okay, I had some stone from this area that I had earlier. You can see that Carly and one of my employees is gathering ore right now. Stone here as a resource. So I actually did try to set up like a auto sell function from this one and set up an auto buy function in this one. I was waiting for those orders to just be fulfilled automatically in the background, but nothing went through. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be intentional or if it's a bug, but it's well, I think at least the only way for me to be able to do it like that would be if I could get one of the other cultivators, one of the other real players in the game, to sell stone from his company, and then the automation would kick in and let that be transferred without us directly sending it. And as you can see, I don't have access to stone here. I have access to clay over there, but that's not going to give me what I need. So I was thinking that, okay, I had some stone. So if you look at the society that we have, we are currently at tier, I think it's tier 5. Where does it say that? Yeah, we're in tier 5. We're a tier 5 city, and we are 80% up until tier 6. We're just missing to craft 10 pieces of furniture whose recipe requires a crafting skill of level 20 or higher. For example, carpentry. Cool. So I have one of my guys working an 8-hour shift every day. No, it's actually working 16-hour shifts because that's just who I am. Cutting wood over here in the factory, and slowly, let's look at Marcus here. He's dancing right now. That's not okay. Yeah, I can see right now he's level 12 carpentry, and I want him to build up to level 20. Well, that's gonna take some time. I actually do have someone else with a higher level. Let's look at Jagtar. Oh, he's so tired. He is level 15. He has a high level in a lot of things, and you might ask why don't I just get him to level 20? It's going to be faster, which is true. But the thing is, he has been an engineer since the beginning. My goal, my uneducated goal in the beginning was that I wanted him to become an engineer, and so I focused a little bit on that. And I don't think that was a bad goal to set because right now I want to build things that requires level 30 engineering. So if you are a completionist and you want, yeah, but I want one guy to get to max level everything, I highly doubt that you will be able to make that happen. Oh, look, he's using the rose. That's nice. So at least I'm going to focus on getting him to engineering to level 30. And the fastest way to do that would actually be to do it through books, and then he can sit at home and read books and eat and shower and read and just do that on repeat up until he reaches level 30. That would be the fastest way to do it. But for the sake of my economy and for the sake of my own progress, I rather do it slightly slower and is actually doing something productive while he's doing it. So you can see he's producing the copper wire again. I actually have several of them here, so I want him to focus on engineering, and then my second character, Carly, I think I wanted her to become metal worker, was it? No, carpentry. Ah, yeah, she's the one that's becoming carpentry. Sorry. Yeah, so she's level 18. That's good. Yeah. And Marcus, I'm getting him to become like a metal worker, I think. Yeah, he's at level 9 now. But the thing is, he's a little bit younger than the other two, and so he hasn't been here that long. And then you have, yeah, we have Emma. I think I focused her on a few other things. That's fine. And then Meryl. Didn't really know what to call her when I saw her, but when I saw her hair, I she made me think about Meryl from Metal Gear Solid 1. It looks very similar. So you see now the amount of cash that I have here, and it's not that much. And you can see that I have earlier had, if we go on the 90-day thing, you can see that I had a lot more money over time. Here at the highest, I had about 300,000 there, and then all of it disappeared, and then it builds up again, disappears, builds up again, and then disappears a lot. And the reason for that is the way extra slots work here. So if you buy the starter edition like I did, you get one platinum slot. And that means that you can have one seedling, and I chose Jagtar then at that point, and that is a permanent slot. So if Jagtar dies, or when Jagtar dies, I can replace him on that permanent slot. And over time, I got an additional slots, one for Carly and one for Marcus, and then I have some temporary slots here for Emma and Meryl. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but the general feedback in the Discord is that even your slot expires in 98 years or in 89 years, that does not mean that your seedling will die. It's just that when that seedling does die, you will not have a slot to replace him or her with. So you can always ask. So that is, these are permanent slots, platinum, and then these were both 100 at one point. So this is like a bronze slot. I can show you the different slots here. So this is where you could maybe go into the subject of pay to win, but you can see the different slots here. And all of the slots, they somewhat do the same. The only difference is the duration of them. So you should ask yourself, is it worth it to spend extra coins for the platinum slots compared to the bronze or the silver or the gold? I think the silver is like 150 days and gold is like 200 days, and then the platinum is just permanent. The thing is, like, all of those three at the top here, they do expire. And you can see here this currency thing. And this currency thing, there are 2 ways to get it, or 3 ways to get it. So let's look at the bronze one, 99, or let's say 100 pollen for it. You can see right now I have 475 pollen. So the easiest way to get it is to just level up. You can see here when I reached level 17, I got 3 pollen. And the higher I get, here I get 5 pollen, here I get 7 pollen, 3 pollen. You get different amounts of pollen just by leveling up. And you can see this is not a lot of, it's not a lot of pollen. It's going to take a very long time for you to build up to 500 pollen if you do it like that. And yes, the pay to win aspect of it, there is this button here. I haven't clicked it yet, and it's called the pollen packs. You can actually buy pollens here for real cash, which is okay. I mean, this is a revenue stream for the developers of the game. But the most interesting way of getting it is this supply and demand stock market kind of thing, which is the pollen exchange. So the pollen exchange works in a very interesting way. You always talk about 25 pollen for sale or 25 pollens to buy. So right now I want 25 pollen, and I have placed an offer of 24,501 seed coins. And this is the in-game cash. So I want to offer 24,501 coins for 25 pollen. You can see right now someone else has placed a higher offer, which is higher than me. And what everyone is basically waiting for is for someone to click sell pollen. Because if I now click that button, sell pollen, I will lose 25 pollen, but I will gain those 26,150 coins. So if I want in-game cash, I can use pollen to get in-game cash. If I have a lot of in-game cash, I can do it the other way around. I can offer 24,501 coins, or let's see, I can try to offer a higher amount. I have 30,000, sure. Let's offer 27,000. Ah, and someone else actually outbid me right away. That's interesting. So right now I want 25 pollen, and I have placed an offer of 24,501. So right now I actually have the highest offer. Offer 24,501 coins for 25 pollen. You see right now someone else has placed a higher offer, which is higher than me. And what everyone is basically waiting for is for someone to click sell pollen. Because if I now click that button, sell pollen, I will lose 25 pollen, but I will gain those 26,150 coins. So if I want in-game cash, I can use pollen to get in-game cash. If I have a lot of in-game cash, I can do it the other way around. I was hoping someone would just do that. That could be fun. 501 coins, or let's see, I can try to offer a higher amount at 30,000. Yeah, By the way, the chat and the keyboard responsiveness is a little bit strange. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but very often you get an extra letter or you're missing a letter here when you are writing here in the global chat or in the society chat. It's mildly annoying. It's not very.
So right now, I actually have the highest offer.
So when I first discovered the pollen exchange, the price for 25 pollen, because it was always 25 pollen, but the price for pollen was, oh, someone bought it, or someone sold it to me, and that's good. So now my offer was accepted. The cash was withdrawn from, which account was it? Jagtar's account, I think. And it's a pollen purchase minus 27,200. And if I want, I can buy again.
So when we just do that, I'm gonna be fine.
So that's a good example. I just reached 500 pollen then, because you can see here that I've been doing this over and over and over for a while. You could do something interesting with it actually, and buy when it's cheap and sell when it's high, just to work the market in your favor, just to build up either pollen or in-game cash or a mix of both. But I am a little bit more boring. I actually did it a little bit here for a while. I bought it here and then I sold it again and then I bought it. But in general, I know my goal. My goal is to get more slots for my seedlings. And so in the end, I was just try to just earn more money and buy more pollen. So I'm at 500 pollen right now. And that is the magic number. So you can see right now I have 3 permanent slots, and I have a bronze slot for Emma and another bronze slot for Meryl. So get more slots in the seed store, and then you see platinum seedling slot 499. Cool. I'll click buy on this one. 499 to go check out. No fortune day return. That's fine. And boom. Now I have another platinum seedling slot. So it doesn't really seem like that much happened now. But if we look here again, you can see now Emma actually got a permanent slot instead. Meryl got Emma's bronze slot, and now I actually have an empty bronze slot here with 89 seniors left. So there is another cost here, and that is either with a fertility pill or with a seedling life. I think actually I might run into an issue now, because if I try to click here, you will spend 1 seedling life. It will spawn directly from orbit. That's cool. That's nice. So I actually did have a seedling life just waiting in my account. I'm just gonna do that a little bit later. And I did buy a fertility pill a while ago, because having kids in this game is a little bit similar to it. You need to have an available slot. You can't live in a tent. You need to live in a house, and you also need to have a partner, and you need to go. I'm not sure if this is going to be acceptable for the stream, but you need to go to a bed, and then you could either have the fun thing in bed, or you can do the thing that moves mankind in the right direction. And well, I haven't been able to do this yet, but if we look at, for example, Jagtar, you can see body, he's actually not fertile right now. Jagtar cannot get well, he cannot get pregnant, that's fine. But if we look at Carly, she's not fertile, she cannot get pregnant. And it is because you need to have all of these checks marked. And one of them does start with this cost attached to it, which is 25 pollen for a fertility pill. And that fertility pill turns into, I think you can see it over here, it turns into this pollen pill.
You need to have an available slot. If you can't live in a tent, you need to live in a house.
Yeah, I have a ceiling life there waiting for me, that's good. And then migration tickets, which I haven't used yet.
I'm not sure if this is going to be acceptable for the screen, but you need to go to bed, and then you
Right. So I think a little bit what we could do, since we're already here, is to create a new character.
for example, you can see Bonnie is actually not fertile right now. Jacquard not yet fertile. Well, we can.
Let's see, I already have 2 guys and 3 girls, and maybe it's time to get another masculine guy in here. Yeah, I'm not sure he looked that masculine.
You need to have all of these check marks, and one of them does start
Right.
attached to it, which is
So this is the ceiling creation menu. You can see that you're not gonna find any photorealism here, but that's not really what the game is about at all, is it? So you can choose how big it's gonna be, small. Go just like put him here in the center. And do I want him to be like short? Do I want him to be tall? Everyone that I have is this Scandinavian tall people. I can go for like a shorter guy. Oh, ginger from there. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. That color was very interesting.
See, I already have 2 guys and 3 girls, and maybe
Cool.
it's time to get another masculine guy in here.
Yikes. What name are you gonna have? Actually, since I am a business owner, and I did have a talk with a friend earlier today about how we could pass business laws, so I'm actually gonna call him like Muskie. Yeah, you'll ask yourself what that's all about. Cool, and then all the different hairstyles.
It's gonna be small.
You could look like Holland, actually.
Tall. Everyone that I have is Scandinavian tall people.
Yeah, I'm tall for this.
Oh, ginger from Blair. Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
Is that an afro? It is. That looks like Link from Zelda. Yeah, definitely looks like this one. Yeah, that one's funny.
Next name are you gonna have? Actually, since I am a business owner, and I did have a talk with a friend earlier today about how we could pass business laws. So,
right. So I guess we are onto something here. You can change here then the shape of the head.
all the different hairstyles.
Oh my God, that actually looks like him. Okay. I like this one. Cheeks. Now I don't get this one too much, but I haven't added this to any of my characters. It looks like dimples or pimples or freckles. Right. When he spawns, it's going to be 18 years old, so I'm not really sure this thing fits. Okay, Grandpa. Freckles, here we go. More freckles.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Yeah, you can have these freckles. That's fine. That's cute. Cheek color. Can I get them to be a little bit more subtle? Blue freckles, pink freckles, and green. Yeah.
Right, so this way are
Great. Eyes.
changed here than the
Big eyes. Oh yeah. That one actually looked like a friend when I tried to explain him about this game the other day. Yeah. Hmm.
cheeks. I don't get this one too much. But,
Right. And the eye color, black, yellow. Right. Honestly, I can't really get any eyes that look realistic with this thing. There we go. Eye distance, like how I, yeah, I'm not that much into chess. There we go. Eye position up and down. Okay. Eyebrow shape. I actually think I'm pretty okay with where we are. Straight from American Pie. Very square. Right, eyebrow color. Black is gonna be too heavy. Yeah, there we go. Eyebrow position. Nose. So the nose one is interesting because they're all so pointy, but there is this one nose that looks like, oh, this one actually had like a perfectly round shape on it. Oh, is he pointing down like that? That is a very interesting nose. Nah, I'm gonna go with the high resolution nose over there. I like this one actually. Clothes. Clothes is not that important because you can replace it with a lot of different clothing in game. I mean, the clothes selection is a bit extreme, to be honest. You can at one point open up a clothing shop, I'm pretty sure. No one has done it yet in my city. Very baggy. Can you get the white ones? Yeah, not the baggy ones. This one I could go with, I think. Just like, yeah, it looks really boring, this one, but that's fine. I'm not going to bore you guys too much. Now, his slippers, that's not really how I would enter into the new world, I think. Yeah, that's a good one. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys here, that the stats here, how they work, I don't really know what is beneficial. I mean, I think later when we get a complete wiki for the whole thing, we can definitely make plans that okay, I'm going to make a carpenter, and for carpenters it's very important that dexterity is high, or like stamina is low, perception is high, resilience, definitely. So what we could go for here. Yeah, it's just a preference at one point. And then again, for the mental stats, should be smart. And to be honest, I don't really have a doctor yet. I was thinking that I was gonna make a chemist at one point. I guess this guy could be a chemist. I don't really have anyone with creativity. The thing is, in the game, you can do a certain amount of perks. And in the perks section, you can, if you're able to complete like the life stage objectives, you're going to be able to choose a specific a perk, and you're going to be selected. It's going to be 3 perks in front of you, and you can select one of them. And sometimes one of those perks is to increase one of these statistics with like 1 point or something. So it's not completely locked forever, but 1 week into the game, I haven't really seen anything that would make these factors do anything, have any drastic like repercussions for us. So just having a all around, I think that probably works fine. Now this one, personality, and this is just like in real life. There is no right, there is no wrong. The thing is that you can communicate directly with your sibling, and when you do that, he or her is going to respond in a specific way. And here you can see like the personality that's currently on the screen. Here you can see some examples about how he would respond to you. So if we're going to make him very extrovert, it doesn't really change that much, but if we make him very like introvert, yeah, you present. Something of a smooth operator. Just like to do things. Yeah, okay, that's fine and all. So here you can go full or you can go low. I haven't really tried to like go completely. It's not full or empty. It's more about like how intense do you want the different things of the personality traits to be. But let's say that we want him to be book smart. We want him to be a chemist. At this point, personality, and it's just like in real life. There is no right, there is no wrong. The thing is that there is one thing here that's definitely relevant, and that is compatibility of this seedling to other seedlings, and that is definitely based on personality. So the first 2 that I had, I made them have the exact same personality, and they did have 100% compatibility like that, but there was just no attraction. So I can't get them to be together. But it's a bit the same here with the other one. I don't really have that much hands-on experience with what these things do. But I'm just gonna go for something like this. A bit boring. Sorry about that. And now Muskie is going to wake up inside the kernel. Hello, Muskie. So I can't really show it that well to you on the stream, but one thing I really like about this game is the companion app. So you download just a companion app for free in the App Store or whatever you Android users do. And when I open up the app, let's see, just connecting to the game in the app. That did take longer than I thought it would be. There we go. We're in the app now. So the thing is that I can select him and then I can send him a message. Welcome to Avesta. So now I'm sending him a message and it's been sent and now he's responding to me. And you can see he's texting there. Thank you, I'm ready to begin. Cool. So you can do this on your phone, but you can also do it from here through the Seedling chat. Are you interested in chemistry? Yeah, I agree. A different thing is that you have like a social media tab here as well. It's called Spark. So here you can see there's even a feed for you. And yeah, we did see that there was a picture here at one point. Yeah, but what we can ask of Muskie here is that we can ask him, can you take a selfie? Didn't work. Okay. I think the server is lagging right now. It's a bit sad. There we go. He clicked like. And I was going to take a selfie. There we go. So he took a selfie, take a selfie. That's fine. Oh, it takes one more. Yeah, okay. Feeling cute. Might delete later. And so now you can see here on the Photos tab, you can see that he now has midday observation, just me and my thoughts. That's fine. It's funny. You could also go to other seedlings and ask to take. Oh, he's taking a dump. That's not for me right now. Let's rather look here at Jagtar. Jagtar has a few more no, not that many. But you can see here at one point, Carly took a selfie with Jagtar because they were friends in the beginning when I tried to get them to get together and have a baby and all of that. But I think it's purely platonic between those two. They look more like brother and sister anyway, so that's fine. Right. So Muskie, he has come into this world because I want him to be a productive member of the society. So he starts Muskie. If we look at Muskie, he doesn't have a lot in his inventory. He has a frontier tent. So what Muskie is supposed to do now when he's a new character in this game is that he's going to look for a claimable plot. And the claimable plots are the ones marked in green. So if he wants, he can put down his tent here. And then if you do that, then this plot becomes his. That is what the other cultivators have been doing here. So you can see you have other bigger plots over here, but they have a different color. So he's not allowed to choose like the big one over here, for example. That is actually because if we look at the real estate market, that is something that the city have posted for sale. 40,000 for this one, 60,000 for this one, etc., etc. You can see there are some more greens over here, so I could have him move into one of these slots if I really want to.
Muskie is coming to this board because I want him to be a productive member of the society. So he starts Muskie. Look at Muskie.
There would be other ways to get around as well for Muskie, and that would be to find a house, maybe on the real estate market,
And the claimable plots are the ones marked in green.
and then you can see here that he can buy something or he can rent something. But right now, there's nobody in our society who is renting out anything.
This plot becomes his. That is what the other cultivators have to do. So you can see you have other bigger plots over here that have different colors. So he's not allowed to choose like big over here, for example. That
So
because
all of my seedlings right now, they actually do live here in 6711, which is probably where I'm gonna have which is where I'm gonna have Muskie move in as well. And what do we need to get a bathroom in here? We need to clean up this stuff as well. But I think actually Muskie, the first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna start getting a job at the factory. Because yeah, as you can see, the factory has a lot of machines in it, and a lot of the machines are not even used. So you could say that here you could have a bunch more employees, which is one of my biggest frustrations right now with the game. But this is more like a personal issue for me, because if we do look here at the business tab, and we look at in the grand scheme of things, we look at here, we can see here that, for example, Grand Canyoneer, I have a total of 2 positions here between midnight and 8 in the morning. 2 positions not filled. I have 3 positions here, 1 filled, and that is because I filled it myself with Merrill over here. And then I do have some others who have just joined my position automatically. Join the position in my company automatically. But you can see I do have a lot of available job listings, but not enough people who want to apply. So there are several reasons for that, and you could maybe ask, well, maybe I'm not paying them enough, or maybe the hours are too bad, or maybe they have somewhere else they want to go instead. And there could be a bunch of different things that is the reason that I can't get it. But my first thought would be I need to offer them better payment then. So if we look at the job listing, so you can see here that in the grand scheme of things, so this is my factory, and you can see here the wage on the right, like this is just a short shift, that's why it's like 200, but it's like 50 an hour, 50 an hour. And then you can see this other guy, a metal worker at Nordic Goods, 31. Okay, so who has the best salaries? Well, I would say that my job listings have the best salaries, which makes me not understand, like, why don't I get more people who join it? And then you could look at, yeah, but maybe it's a manpower issue that you don't have enough people in your society without a job, which is probably the real reason this is happening as well. But we could click at the society right now, and then you can see here that out of the 78 seedlings that live in the city right now, 17 of them are unemployed, and that includes Muskie over here. So it said, I think it did say 16 right before I made Muskie. You can also see skilled employees is a little bit low. It was a lot lower in the beginning, so that thing is just getting higher and higher. I like that. But there are 17 unemployed seedlings. Why don't those 17 go and get a job?
an hour, and as you can see, this other guy worker or it's 31.
But let's
So who has less
go back to Muskie,
have
and you can apply for a job.
which makes it
And I actually think that you would thrive as
and I think if you look at the
I
premium,
see. He actually can't work for as anything here because he doesn't have any skills yet. Nah, in grand scheme of things, yeah, that works. Pedal to the metal. I don't remember exactly what I want you to be right now. Plaxton specialist, that's definitely what I want you to do.
17 of them are unemployed. And then if
Yeah,
you go
maybe
to
you can do the
Muskie,
night shift. You
so
can work from 0 until 4.
say 16 right before I made Muskie. You can also see skilled employees is a little bit low. It goes up
But,
in
oh yeah, you're not allowed to apply because it requires you to have chemistry. That's true, and that makes a lot of sense. And how do we get you to level 1 chemistry then? And you can see chemistry here. Okay, so you need to get to processing level 10.
but let's
And when you get to processing level 10, then we can get you into chemistry. That's good. So you can't even do stone processing or metalworking or textile processing at this point. You have to, well, water treatment, wood processing, or food processing. We could get you to get into cooking, but no, I honestly don't think cooking is a good investment in this game. No, I'm gonna have you do water treatment for now, leveling up your processing skill, and then later, when you get to level 10, we're going to change you into chemistry. So let's apply for a job with.
from 0 to 4.
I still think you can do the night shift.
But oh yeah, not allowed to apply because it requires chemistry.
Okay,
That's
for from 0 until from midnight, I think it was, until 4.
on chemistry then.
Build, halt, farm, run machine,
And
run machine, run machine, run machine, and then mineral separator, weaving. Yeah, weaving loom. You can't do that and run machine anything. It's a good priority list, I think. Quick apply. And quick apply means that you already get the job. Congrats! Did you post it? I think you did post it.
you have to, well, water
And
treatment.
now it ended up in his schedule from midnight until 4, 7 days a week.
Get into cooking, but no,
And
I
he did post it as well.
cooking
Oh,
is
here's the
a good
selfie.
investment in this game.
Day 1, Muskie here, prefer to observe.
No, I'm
Muskie
gonna
started
have
working at Logic
water
Industries.
treatment for now,
That's great.
leveling up your processing skill. Then later, when you get to level 10, they'll change
And
you.
can be really cheeky and say,
Yes, so let's apply for a job with still night shift. From 0 until
now, I just wrote that comment and no one else is going to write anything, but I was halfway expecting that the AI would make Muskie actually reply to my message, or at least click like on it.
yeah, we can't do that. But it's a good priority list, I think.
Sparkle instead of like. That's
And
full.
quick apply
That's
means
great.
that you already get the job. Congrats.
So I don't think 4 hours a day is enough for Muskie. So the next thing we're gonna do is that you're gonna have you work from 0 until 4. It's fine.
So
You can
post
also
Muskie.
work from 4 until 8.
And he did post it as well. Here's the selfie. Day 1, Muskie here, prefer to observe.
And now he actually has 2 jobs, one from midnight till 4 and one from 4 midnight to 4, and then a different job at the same place, doing the same thing from 4 till 8. Um, well, he gets 2 paychecks. That's not bad. So now also I guess the schedule, yeah, the schedule has doubled. Actually, we can. I saw that there was another one there from 8 until 12.
Now, I just wrote my comment that no one else is going to write anything, but I was halfway expecting that the AI would make
Great.
my schedule reply to
So
me.
now what? You have a 12-hour workday. Yeah, that is great. So right now is a Monday. It's the first, and Muskie is 18 years old. So what we can have Muskie do is that we can choose his interest. So whenever you whenever you start uh, whenever you get into a new life cycle, let's look at Jaktar. He is 29, so he has 2 years left of this cycle, and his interest at the time, I chose it to be stonework, metalwork, and engineering. And he's done with all three of them. He got some perks. That's nice. You can see here that Carly, she has done woodworking and textile craft, but she's still missing stonework. And that is what we're doing now. So I had her start here working as a rock and roller, where she collects stone and works on the stonework thing, so that he can get another, so she can get another perk. Marcus here is done oil gathering, farming water, and Emma here, she just finished stonework, and now we can actually, oh, it's a good example. We can choose a perk. Right, lasting endurance. You get stamina, strong will, you get willpower. The seedling social needs deplete slower. Oh. Nah, I think we'll just go for lasting endurance. Stamina. So actually now stamina permanently increased by 1. Usually, two of the alternatives has something to do with the interest, and then the third one is one of those permanent upgrades. But for stonework, I guess it's not like that. So we get back to Muskie, and if I would have been a popular streamer, I would have asked the chat like, what kind of interest should I do? But I don't have a lot of live streams going on right now, so I would just use my experience with the other 5 to choose interest for him right now. So the thing is, when I started my first character here, I did choose interest, and what kind of interest would a gamer choose when you see that screen in front of us? Well, um, I would just recommend that you should not choose gaming if you are starting at a brand new server, because everyone lives in a tent. Everything is just hunters and gatherers. There's no such thing as games or electronics or anything high tech at all when you're brand new. We are at tier 5 right now, so I guess that it could potentially be possible to get gaming going on, but I don't think anyone has built anything that has something to do with gaming. He's also not strong enough to do any. He's not skilled enough to do anything with metalcraft or with medicine or stonework or textile craft. Woodworking, I think he could do. So the obvious things to do would be the things that you can do when you are very, very, very basic. And also, I did hire him as a farmer slash water processor slash miner at my factory. So while he works at my factory, he can level up watercraft and he can level up farming. The last one, oh, it's a little bit hard, this one. I don't really know what, because I don't know if he's going to be able to level up to any of these things before we before he advances to the next life stage, but I can probably fix that manually. But I'm just gonna choose gathering. So the thing is, when you choose these interests, I've chosen 3 of the interests now, and you can see I cannot delete, I cannot change my mind. And first time I did this, I thought for sure that this was like a permanent thing. I really regretted it. But then I saw when I advanced from young adult 1 to young adult 2, I could choose 3 new interests. I didn't reach the goal on any of them, like on my first character, but I am confident that Muskie here is going to be able to get at least watercraft and farming. And if I'm in a good spot, I think we can also have him do gathering. But I think gathering has to happen outside the workplace. That's great. So we can actually start by just setting up a very simple schedule for you. And we can just, oh yeah, I mean, you're starting work in like 3 hours. We just want you to do some, can you do gathering? Let's see, it's 9 o'clock now. Are you gonna do anything with gathering? Probably not. Okay, so if that doesn't help, we can have him harvest anything, and also haul anything. Okay, he's getting up to do stuff. Going to haul murky water. Okay, so you're gonna walk over there to haul something. Right. So you can see, like in the game, they do respect properties when it comes to like, oh, this pond belongs to someone else, I can't access it, but they will still walk through it. So he picked up a water because the water was just left on the ground somewhere, and then he will pick it up and deliver it to the closest accessible container, which I think should be here. Oh, nope. Why not? Ah, because it's full. Yep. And he delivers it inside the kernel. The kernel has a much larger capacity, 10,000. It actually was too full for this, but it still allowed it to happen. So maybe there's like a soft reset there at 10,000. And it's going back to get more water. And that is Muskie's life right now. So the thing now is that I can turn off my computer. I can go on vacation for a week. And when I come back, Muskie will probably then have gotten really good at, what was it, gathering water. I work the water filtration unit, the seed separator, and the water pump, and also the mineral separator. But the further down you get in the priority list, the less they're gonna work with it. So definitely should stay close to the top here. So you will probably be really good at farming. I think it's gonna do the farming, yeah, and the water filtration, seed separator. Yeah, this is definitely processing. So processing on this one, processing on this one, processing on this one, and this one. Yeah, probably really good at processing. Plus farming, obviously. But farming could potentially take a pretty long time for you to level up because let's just look at the farm here. Well, right now you see that the farmer here has a lot of things to do, but that is because that I think maybe yeah, actually these have been green for a while. I think it's because the container is full. It's not completely full, this one.
Really good at gathering water. Like the water filtration unit.
That's fine.
And,
So what Muskie's gonna do is he's gonna basically work in this area here, like between all the water pumps and water filtration unit and the farmland, the seed separator, and if there's nothing to do here, he will jump over to the mineral separator, but that would just happen if all of these machines would be busy at the same time, which yeah, it doesn't seem likely. So I don't think it's gonna do anything with the other things. But that's fine. The goal is to get him over here to work the chemistry station to make Plaxit. Right. Okay, that's we're not done yet. The thing is that when you join a game here, it's already been set up by a mayor, and a mayor had to be part of a small team of at least 3 people, and those 3 people would have an election and choose who is going to be the mayor. And then that mayor is going to set up a few choices when it comes to like drawing up the territory map and decide where to plot the kernel. And well, but other than that, well, a lot of power because they do have the possibility to banish our people, but the rules and like in-depth details about the government comes way later, not in tier 1 or tier 2 or 3. We are in tier 5 right now, and in tier 5 that is when the very well political nerdiness started. So let's open the societies tab here. Can we look at the roles? Yeah. So right now there are my 5 guys here plus 73 more adults. All of those can vote. Good. Urban minister. You can see my character is an urban minister, meaning that I have access to rental contracts, applause, roads, territory. I can do a lot of things. Then I do have some permissions to. I can just give you guys an example. If I don't think that let's say, oh, this clay deposit here, this really shouldn't be in a claimable plot, so I can go to the land planner. I can click it, and then I can now I'm not a citizen and a player anymore. Now I am actually the urban planner of the society. So if I click this one, it turns blue. And now it's just public property instead. So what I can do further, I can go into it, I can change the name of it. So right now there are my farm guys here plus 73 more adults. All of those vote. Urban minister. Now this one has his own name, plot YouTube special, that's good. And also as a representative for the government, I cannot create a rental listing actually. I thought I could. I can create a sale listing, so if I want to sell it for now it's been posted for sale. I can click it, and then I can turn. Now I am not So now anyone can buy it for that price that I just said.
Actually, the urban planning one.
No, we're not going to buy it.
So if I click this one, it turns blue. And now it's just public property instead. So what I can do further, I can go into it, I can change the name of it.
Oh yeah, we click down here and then we open the property panel. There we go. And then we delete the sale listing and cross it out. And now we can make it as claimable plot again. Now I turn green.
And also,
Different thing I can do is to click the merge button, and then I can choose like several different. Oh, yeah, I can't do it with the claimable ones, but you can choose like several different properties. And if I click confirm right now, they merge into one property. Same thing, I can click it, and then I can split it.
Now anyone can buy it for that price.
There is one thing, and that well, not one thing. There's many things actually, but if we merge those two together, you can see now the shape is not the same between this one and this one. So if I now try to merge them, you will see the game has a limitation that merged plot must be a rectangular shape. But this is not a rectangular shape, so this is not going to work. A different thing is that the whole game thinks in blocks, so you can see the block here. That was like the first block, and then you have a separate block over here, separate block over there. So you can see here that these two properties, they are exactly at the edge of one of the territory lines. So, okay, maybe easier with this one as an example. So if I try to merge this one and this one, plots on different territories can't be merged. So if that is also interesting for you to think about that, if you are living at a plot near the edge of the territory, you are not physically able to merge it into one large property, if that's what you wish. Let's see. I'm gonna split this one up again. And this one is just gonna delete. And that's pretty much it on what an urban planner can do. We could also potentially buy more land, but we started with one in the beginning, and then we were allowed to buy each of the 8 squares around it for 20,000 in-game cash each. But you can now see that if we want to expand even further, the next one sets us back 500,000, which is what is it going to be? 25 times as much. 25? 5? No, 20 times 5. 25 times as much as one of these would cost. So if you on the next one 500,000 and multiply that with 25, well, yeah, you can imagine that it's just going to get more and more expensive the bigger city we get. I think that's what it could make sense to talk about as the urban planner. I'm also the treasurer of the society. I'm not sure it's that present here, but as a treasurer, I have the access to take money from the government, and I'm just going to send one to the mayor. Then you can see the balance of the society right there, 55,445. Confirm. Okay, it went down with 1 coin. And now it also creates a paper trail. And Kaiga, we got -1 coin because we gave it to Kaiga. Interesting. That is basically the role of a treasurer. I don't really have a good use for that function because the only function that the treasurer has is to handle the wallet. So I guess in a way you could use it to fulfill like verbalized contracts for different things. Constitution, I have no experience with it because it will come at a later tier. So complete the final society tier to unlock Constitution. And honestly, I am not sure that tier 6 is the last one. I think it might be the last one, but I don't know. As you can see, like probably by the next video, we will have advanced from tier 5 city to tier 6 metropolis. What other roles do we have? Urban minister, and then mayor, legislator, yeah, treasurer, that's me, and then the legislators. So you can see right now it's only Kaiga and me as the legislators. Legislator can propose and vote on new laws. And this concept, I think, is very, very, very interesting for a game because it makes you think a lot. And let's look at the policies. Here you have all the policies. They would usually look a bit like this, where you don't see that thing at the bottom. Income tax, VAT tax, low balance assistance, high balance tax, import tax law. So these would be example taxes that we could propose. And I click over here to draft a new law, or I can click one of these actually. Income tax. Okay, right now it's at 0%. Let's change it. Well, a pretty common one in Norway is to pay around 35% tax, but I cannot imagine something like that is going to get a positive vote. So it starts with the legislator, which one is Jagtar, and then when a salary is paid, then a transfer from the employee's wallet of 1% of the salary is made from the employee's wallet to the society wallet. So that is every time someone gets salary. Let's click this one. And that, as you can see, is a lot. Meryl got paid, Jagtar got paid the wage. Yeah, that would actually be a really positive revenue stream for the society. The VAT tax, I think we actually already have it. Yeah, you can see it says here. It used to say 0%. Now we have set it to 1%. So whenever you buy something, whenever your seedling buys something, that seedling is going to pay an additional 1% of tax on top of it. We low balance assistance. Every real day, a transfer of coins is made to the seedlings with less than a certain amount of seed coins in their wallet. You can see it says 0 and 0, so that's not a law here. High balance tax. So this is more like a wealth tax. So if you have more than a certain amount of money in your wallet, then you would pay a tax. And well, it says 0 and 0, so that's also not doing anything. Import tax, it wasn't set to 0%, now it's set to 10. So now if you import something from another society, you pay a 10% import tax on top of it. And we have these two laws, the Lumber Directive and Healthcare Initiative. These two laws, they're actually made by the legislator team. So we would start here, draft the law, this Jagtar again, and then so the YouTube Special Act. So that's basically when a baby is born, we transfer money to the wallet of that baby, and we transfer 67 coins to it. And you can here also set it to limited for automated termination. So after we have gotten 20 babies, for example. So a baby is born, then transfer money, this amount, 20 times. So when I click save now, I would just do it for show. Drafting a law. Saving the changes for this policy will trigger a new ballot. Are you sure you want to create this policy? No, I do not. So I'm going to cancel this one. So what happens then when you actually do draft a law? I can show you the other examples here because there are some interesting ones. A seedling joins the society. Seedling reaches a skill level. Item is placed. Item is produced. But that's it. So there's not really that many things here. So we have two laws in place here, where we're talking about a seedling reaches a skill level. So let's say that we have one called medicine, I think. Medicine. So when a seedling reaches a level in medicine, level 20, then we transfer money to the wallet of that person. We're going to transfer 911 coins to him, and then also for a certain amount, limited for an amount of time. Again, I'm not going to save it. So that is basically the one that we have down here, the healthcare initiative. Oh, you can delete it? I'm not sure I should click that button. I did not know that. I would assume that that would force another vote. I'm not going to click it now, but I didn't see that button before. Okay. So the healthcare initiative, when a seedling reaches level 20 in the medicine skill, a transfer of 50,000 seed coins is made to the recipient's wallet. The policy has been fulfilled 0 times, and we didn't actually set a specific amount of times that this could work. But the whole point here is we only have one doctor in our society. We want more doctors, so I proposed this. I proposed this one for the society, and then everyone, not only the legislators, but everyone in the society has 24 hours to vote when a law has been drafted and sent out to the ballots. And the healthcare initiative actually ended like this, where 33 people voted yes, 8 people voted no. So we had 41 votes out of a total of 70, so that's a little bit more than half that were able to play in those 24 hours and click the button. And the lumber directive also got a vote for yes. The lumber directive, that one is also an incentive to build forests because the legislature team thought that we don't have enough lumber, both for personal use and for sale. So we created this one to incentivize so that more people would start producing lumber. So it's basically when after you have produced 10 lumber, then you will get 100 seed coins into the administrator's wallet. And this one actually does have a limit. It can happen 10,000 times, 100 times, 100 coins per time. That is 10,000. So that whole the lumber directive is going to set the government back 10,000. So the healthcare thing, that is going to set the government back 50,000 several times every time we get a new doctor. And the VAT tax, that is going to be a small source of income for us. And the tax of importing, that's also going to help us a bit. So we did also propose the low balance assistance, that every real day we're gonna send 1,000 coins for all the seedlings that have less than 2,500 wallets. But actually, that one we did not agree about, so it actually ended up not going through. And that's fine. And right now you can see we have another one coming here, the Water is Life Act. It ends in 17 hours. Can I cancel it? No, I can vote for it. So I have 6 seedlings. So when I vote now that, yeah, I agree.
How many coins per time? There's 10,000. So
I actually submitted 6 votes.
um,
So all of my seedlings agree to it. Which actually does mean that the more seedlings you have as a cultivator, the more voting power you have here in an election. Which is not necessarily a fair thing and a good thing, but you do represent more than one seedling in the society. So I kind of understand it. Similar here to the lumber one, 10 clean water. So when 10 water are produced, a transfer of 100 coins is made to the administrator's wallet, and this policy can be fulfilled maximum 1,000 times. So this one's a bit interesting as well because it's going to be a total of 100,000. This is going to set back the government if this law is passed. And then you have the doctor law as well. And all of these laws are interesting in their own way, I would say. But we do have a small future issue. If we look at the finances and it says, well, we only have 55,000 right now in the bank, which could potentially be a problem that the government is going to run out of money. So the government should definitely figure out a way to finance this going further. I think it could make sense to impose another tax, maybe introduce income tax, since export tax for companies are not a thing yet. And I think that is about it. The next thing on my list right now is to get someone up to level 20 carpentry so that I can produce 10 pieces of furniture so I can do the skilled furnishings objective. And after we have done that, I think we have enough to advance from tier 5 city to tier 6 metropolis. And then you have the doctor law as well. You can see here that we had to bring 3 laws to a vote. We had to place an electronics table. We had to set up 2 small mineral extractors. And we had to place a wire door. That was the one, that copper wire that my engineer is already working on. So when this requirement came, we already had it. It was already green ever since we were tier 4, actually. And this is the one we're missing. It could be that building something level 20 requires something that can only be made by someone level 30 of something, like some kind of wood that need to be processed with a chemical compound that requires level 30 chemistry. So you might be in a situation where you require chemistry 30 just to be able to make this thing happen. But it could also be that that can be solved by buying stuff off the marketplace. When this happens, we can increase our capacity up to 100%, no, up to 500. Right now, the actual capacity is 100. We have set it to 80, but the actual capacity is at 100. And in a few days, hopefully, the maximum number is going to be 500. Self-governance. All adults can now propose and vote on adopting a formal government structure. I do not know what that is, but it seems like any adult in the city can propose stuff and bring things forward and force the government to sort of take a position on it. And the leader authority. I think this one is talking about autocracy or if you're gonna do democracy or if you're gonna be like a dictatorship. I think there could be a lot of interesting things here with the leader authority, but all of this being introduced at the next tier level when we get to tier 6 metropolis. And I can't wait. It sounds very, very interesting. And that also is if tier 6 is the last tier, which I think it might be, that also means that we're going to get a constitution. Actually, it doesn't say here that you're going to get a constitution, which actually makes me believe that tier 6 is not the last one. Didn't think about that actually. That's interesting. The only thing that is left here from the Societies tab would be the Constitution tab has a leader confidence. And this is a button that you can click any time, like once every 24 hours. I clicked yes 6 hours ago, and it's still at 100%. So it seems like the confidence of the leader is pretty okay. It was his birthday the other day, so he hasn't been online this weekend. It says something here that if the confidence runs out, then the leader is removed from office and a new election starts. I can't imagine that everyone is going to click no on this one, but this one could make sense if you know that the mayor is no longer playing the game, for example, or is going to be gone for a while. It could make sense to vote him out just because of a loss of confidence. There's also, let's see here at the closed ballots. Yeah, we had an election for mayor a few days ago, and I think at level, um, I think at this level, the mayorship lasts for a week. Yeah, he got 15 votes. Yeah, that's interesting. And I think that's it. SEED.GAME. It's European made, and in my society, we're about 50-50 with Europeans and Americans. The mayor in our city is an American, and he wanted me to assume a leadership position in Europe so that we could have people in several different time zones for the same society, since we are spread around the world like that. I don't really have any clear futures planned for it. Oh yeah, there's one thing, and that is the land planner. You can see here on the land planner, you have this button here. It's called Subway. And yeah, before we go to that one, you can see that I already plot the top left. No, there's something off here, I think. Yeah, this one is not supposed to be. Let's see. Need to go into build mode, I think. No, not that build mode. I don't really have any clear futures planned for it. Oh yeah, there's one thing. That is land planner. You see here on the land planner, you have this button here. It's called Subway. And yeah, we need to turn. I'm not sure. I think maybe. Yeah, I think maybe the mayor has been here and flipped it so that. Okay, my point is that the top northwestern part of each of the intersections is supposed to become like a subway station, but it's not going to be possible here, so it's going to go over there. Here, same, it's going to be over. Okay, so it's been changed as well as over there to the top right. Here, it's well, it's going to be that one. This is... okay, there we go. Top left, 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 right. Okay, so sorry, just a bit disoriented there. So the plan is to build a subway station in each of the northwestern corners of each of the intersections around here. So how does a subway station work? I really don't know. I would hope that it works similar to how an elevator works. That you basically go in someplace and then you pop out somewhere else. That would be a nice thing. How does paying for deliveries work if the delivery guy takes a subway? Do you still pay per kilometers? Can a delivery guy even take the subway? If this person is supposed to go like in that direction, will he go over here to Pluto Station instead? Or will he just go straight there in the line? Yeah, there's many questions here about how a subway station is actually going to work for us. But the one thing that I think is very clear is that the first subway station should definitely be here. And here you can see the requirements that we need to build the first subway station. Of course, building one subway station is not really going to do anything, so we need to build two. But we have access to Plaxton, we have access to copper wire. Yeah, we have silver in our society, so we do have access to the circuit board. But the clay, brick, and the concrete is not something that I've seen yet. That's probably the thing that's going to delay this process a little bit regarding placement of the right. That is fantastic schematic. I was also thinking that I have a ceramic building over here. Here's Claymore Productions. Concrete mortar. What about concrete? And here you can see the requirements that we need to build the first subway station. It's not there. Of course, building one subway station is not big. We have access to Maxim. Level 20 masonry. It's fine. And we make it at stone grinder. Yeah, okay, so I need to build a stone grinder. And that requires engineering level 20. Yeah, we already have Shakhtar as an engineer. Metal crank plate, basic anvil. Yeah. Right. Okay. I think that's my stream for today. I think the next stream I'm doing will be what's going on when we go from tier 5 to tier 6. I hope that's going to be in a week's time. It could also be fun in the future when we look at how our society looks like in the future, just to look back here to see how the society looked back here in 2026. These buildings are going to go. All these storage spaces are going to go. Actually, I don't think it's possible to move the space station, so I think the space station, this is the one that lets us sell stuff to other societies. I don't think it can be moved. Same thing with subway station. Someone told me that there was a bug that you can't delete it after you plop it. I'll try. Supposition. Oh. Oh, there's a bug. You can't do it. Can't do it.
Right. Okay. I think that's my stream for today.
Great. So, I'm a pretty active player. Logic 203. Would really appreciate it if you make it this far that you just send me a message, say what you think, maybe if you have some feedback, if you have some suggestions what we should do in our society, would love to hear. Also, we do have not that many slots right now, because this is not the amount of players, this is the amount of seedlings. So if one person has 2 seedlings, then it's actually going to be full. But we can increase it to 100, and also when we get to the next tier, we go from maximum 100 to maximum 500. So I think there's definitely not going to be an issue with space for anyone to join. Let's just see. So the money flow, you've probably seen like the pop up in the corner there about money coming in, and that is actually my factory over here, selling stuff all the time. But I also have money going out all the time to them. But is the green higher than the red?
I'm a pretty active player. Logic 203.
Yeah, looks like.
Would really appreciate it if you make it this
Not
far.
very.
Send me a message. Say what you think.
Usually the margin is a lot higher than what it is right now because I have a plexin station running over there, creating plexin. But there has been a bug all day with selling plexin on the market, so and I didn't get it in return, so I stopped selling it. But the plexin also has a pretty nice price when selling it.
But we can increase it to 100.
But I'll check again tomorrow, see where we're at.
We go from maximum 100 to maximum 500. So
I think that's
I
it.
think there's definitely not going to be an issue with space for
Okay,
anyone to join.
thanks. Click like and subscribe or whatever.
So we'll see.
Okay, I'll see you in the next one.
Money flow, you'll probably see like pop up in the corner there about money coming in. And that is actually my factory over here, selling stuff all the time. But I also have money going out all the time to them. But is the green higher than the red? Yeah, looks like. Not very.